Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansu, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hilarious episode for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out the DREAMERSPRO podcast that we have pinned in the comments below if you want today's full show before it comes out. So let's get into this topic here. As you guys know, the playoffs are just right around the corner. I checked the day before yesterday, and I discovered that I think the Clippers had about 7 games left. They played a game last night, which was a thriller. And funny enough, I didn't watch that game, but I thought when I saw the schedule and I saw who they were going to be playing and I saw Kawhi was out, I almost wrote in the channel incoming L, but thank God I didn't, because to my surprise, they were able to gut out a very, very, very impressive win against the number one team in the in the Western Conference, right? The team that every team is trying to beat. But if we look at the current Western Conference standings, at the bottom we have the following: the Warriors at the 10th spot, the Lakers at the 9th spot, the Kings at the 8th spot, the Pelicans at the 7th spot, right? So essentially, there's teams at the bottom trying to fight for those, but I don't even know why the hell I feel like yawning. I don't even know why. But anyway, these teams are trying to fight, and every day they're talking about the Golden State Warriors or the Los Angeles Lakers and their chances to make it into the playoffs, right? And you have people like Nick Wright and others that support the Lakers heavily. So what happened? Yesterday I was watching this segment on First Things First, and Nick Wright spoke, and then Chris Broussard spoke, and Kevin Wiles seems to be the moderator of the show, but sometimes he weighs in. And then during their conversation, Nick Wright starts getting annoyed at Kevin Wiles because Kevin Wiles refused to take a concrete position. So Nick Wright reaches the point where he goes, no, I need to know what you think about this particular issue. I need to know what you think about the Lakers' chances. And the minute they get into it, Kevin Wiles just starts saying this. It's like, yo, what are we even talking about? If they're that good, then why they're reckoning? They start going back and forth. It was this hilarious moment because Nick really wanted to hear what he thought about the issue. So for those of you who didn't hear this exchange yesterday, it was pretty funny. Put on your seatbelts. Take a listen to the exchange. We'll come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to that there.
This is where, and again, even though it's not the tenor of the show, you make me angry.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to give an opinion. Where do you stand? Other than being a wry smartass, where do you stand on the Lakers?
I want to see this.
Brew wants to know. We all want to know. We know you have Denver here.
Yeah.
Deservedly.
Yeah.
Where do you have the Lakers, and who do you have ahead of them or behind them?
I thought your take yesterday was perfect.
No, that you're not going to disarm me by complimenting me.
I thought it was a picture-perfect
I want an opinion.
Where you compared the Lakers to Tiger Woods, and the Masters are coming up, and ooh, once he gets on oh my goodness.
Okay, that's
could
actually
happen.
Makes sense.
Like, hey, do you have any proof that it's going to happen? No, but I have great memories.
No, what about
once
last
I see that
year?
red polo,
Hold on.
What if he misses? Oh, he made the cut. Oh, watch out now, anything can happen. You hear that Tiger roar? LeBron had
That's not
40. Ooh, I started to feel good. Brew just told me they're not good on the road, which I just showed you the graphic.
Yes.
They're 8-15 on the road against their own conference. Okay, and there can't be good teams.
No, but hold on.
So that would be a non-starter for any other team except Tiger Woods.
I think the Tiger thing is a fair analogy. Because we're going off LeBron's legend. He's still playing well, but we're going off his legend and AD.
So I don't know. So the good teams thing, I'd like to dive into that because here's what I know. They crush Oklahoma City,
they
right?
got a record.
Hold on.
The record is what
I don't know what the record is.
They own OKC.
Wait, okay,
they got OKC.
They're 2-1 against New Orleans, who's ahead of them. They're 3-1 against Phoenix, who's ahead of them. They can't beat Sacramento and they can't beat Denver. I think they're 2-1, or maybe they split against Golden State. And so when we say they can't beat good teams, I want to know
the Wolves.
who. Say it again.
Josh, 1 and 2, I believe.
Okay, so I just want to know what we're at. So the reason I said give a take is America knows
that was a take. How much more of a take do you want?
I want to know. You seem to think Brew and I are resting
1 and 2 against the Wolves.
Nostalgia and kismet to think that the Lakers are a dangerous team to everyone in the West other than Denver. And so I'm asking you trust Oklahoma City more than the Lakers?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't care that Oklahoma City can't beat the Lakers. If they played the series, that one you don't. You trust Minnesota more than the Lakers.
Yes, they're 1 and 2 against the Wolves. Yes.
Okay, you trust Minnesota more than the Lakers.
Yes.
You trust Phoenix more than the Lakers.
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. There's
and
the
Denver,
tape.
obviously.
But
like we're having like a bronze medal conversation. You can't get past Denver. I don't really know what we're talking about.
I do think you have to give Wilds, I do think you have to give what he's saying a little, a little respect, because I know it myself. And I admit the Lakers have played well, but so is virtually every other playoff team in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And so I am looking at the West and saying, what I've seen this year tells me a Minnesota's better. Tells me, a Dallas may be better. But I'm saying with LeBron's experience and AD being in his prime and the youth of Oklahoma City, the youth of New Orleans, Minnesota is not really young, but not that experienced. So I am saying my eyes aren't necessarily telling me the Lakers are better than those teams, but I'm saying I'm going to bet somewhat on LeBron against these teams.
So, and what I'm saying is that this year, again, Denver has earned the respect historically and this season. They're the best. Oklahoma City and Minnesota are the only teams in the West this year that your eyes are telling you are better, for me, I'm not you, are better than the Lakers. But correct.
Sacramento?
No.
I mean, they're ahead of them in the standings, and they beat them 8 out of the last. They beat them 8 out of the last 9 times.
If they're so good, why aren't they better? AD, they've been largely healthy. The big superstars have been largely healthy.
Yes.
And they're fighting in the play-in. If they're so good, why aren't they better?
So I think that who they've been the last 2 months, which is what I showed, which is the only Denver and Boston have better records than them in the entire NBA. I think that is a closer indicator of who they are. Right, which is I'm not sitting here saying that they are some juggernaut. What I am sitting here saying is they are one win away, or one, I flip a result with Sacramento away from being the 5 seed right now. And if that were the case,
but it's the loss column. You're playing fast and loose with words. Nobody says they're 1 win behind. They always say they're 3 losses.
No, you understand.
Because that's what you need to move up.
I guess.
So you heard the exchange between these guys yesterday. Here's what surprised me, and I was laughing when I was watching that segment. Why was Nick Wright so keen on getting Kevin Wilds' opinion on the Lakers? That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you listen to his response, he goes, well, he's like, why are we making this big deal out of, the Lakers if they're the 9th seed? And Nick Wright got even more upset. He's like, well, I understand that they're the 9th seed, but if you look at the way that they've been playing over the last 2 months, and he's like, but if they weren't, and so he's like, so what do you think about this team? He's like, I think I'll take the Wolves. I'll take them. And Nick seemed to be getting upset. Now, most people, when you talk to them about the Lakers' chances in the playoffs, most people have the Lakers doing well against a series of teams. I've heard people say the Lakers could beat the Wolves. I've heard people say the Lakers could beat the Thunder because of the lack of their experience. I've heard people say that, they basically said that the only team that the Lakers need to be wary of is the Denver Nuggets. I've also heard some people say, hey, you know what? I think it's a good idea for the Lakers to try to play against the Nuggets in round 1. As a matter of fact, we put up a poll yesterday. About 13 hours ago, we posed the following question to the audience, and I said, do you believe the Lakers should want the Nuggets in round 1? Of the 4,000 voters, 77% said no, 23% said yes. To me, I'm just basing it off a simple probability. If the Nuggets are the team to beat, if the Nuggets are clearly the best team, if you face them first, your probability of going out increases in the first round. But if you play them later in the playoffs, who knows? Maybe another team may knock them off and you may have to face them later. But some people are saying, hey, they get them while you're fresh and all of that stuff. That's just the assumption that, okay, we're going to be able to beat all of these other teams. But Kevin Wilds seems to be taking the position that, listen, your record is who you are. If you're the 9th seed, you're the 9th seed. But obviously things can be a little bit different because last year, the Lakers were in the play-in tournament and then they made it to the Western Conference Finals, right? So, different things can happen at different moments. I guess we just have to wait and see how things ultimately pan out. But what was hilarious to me was just how keen Nick Wright was to get his position on it. And of course, Chris Broussard pointed out the point about they're behind in wins, where he's like, no, really, you're supposed to be counting losses, which it is true. When you're looking at the standings, losses are the number one thing you need to pay attention to. It's not the wins. So it was a pretty interesting segment. I thought it was hilarious, and I wanted to share with you guys today. So what I want to know from you guys, what are your thoughts on it? What are your general thoughts? Whatever you guys thought about that segment, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.